quality of life, provide an open platform to discuss ideas focusing on the betterment of our communities, and encourage volunteer efforts through participation in community service. You know what, I better get this so I don't have to keep turning my head. We talked about having our 4 teams in our team meetings. The community service team, this is the team that will basically be the idea of giving back to the community. I can tell you last Tuesday night I sat in on the community service team, and I had a notepad full of ideas. There's some people here who were in that group, and talked about everything from mentoring at local schools and giving back to the schools to helping paint Mary up. And there are several different things we came up with on the community service team. Another one of our teams is our enhancement team. And this is the group that will basically, and by the way, we say teams because we don't like the word committee. So sometimes we still trip up and say committee or subcommittee, but we like to call them teams. The enhancement team will basically stay informed on local government, stay in touch with things that are going on in our schools, and basically we'll come together and discuss those issues, and if we feel it's necessary, go before the city council or the board of supervisors, send a representative to give our input on what we think should happen with our tax dollars. We're also going to focus on such things as poverty, public housing, and safety. One of the first things that we're going to do as a group is host a political forum, and that's coming up in October before the elections. And that will be a way to bring all the candidates together, and we can hear what they have to say before we go to the polls and vote. The networking social team, this is kind of the fun team. This is the team that's going to be planning all of our events. And we've already got a Halloween party scheduled for coming up in October. But that's the one we didn't have a hard time getting people on that committee to talk about any of our activities and planning those. That was pretty easy to get involved. This one that you see here is probably going to be the hardest one, and it's the membership fundraising team. And this is the one a lot of you business owners out there will be approached soon by members of this team. Right now we're basically operating with no money. We're meeting and we're getting certain in-kind donations from folks as we have our meetings, but we're basically starting from scratch. So in the coming weeks and months, we're going to be contacting you for support, because we're going to need you to be successful and do what some of the things that we want to accomplish. And there's some of the announcement team. But the main thing that we want to focus on is we are going to be active. When we decided to start this group and we started coming together, we wanted to make it pretty clear that we're not going to be a group that just sits around and talks about different things, or we're not going to be some social clique or something like that. We are actually going to get involved in the community and make a difference. Our whole purpose is to make this a better place to live. We don't want to move to Atlanta. We don't want to move to Jackson. We don't want to move to Birmingham. We don't want to be forced in those situations. We love it here, and we want to make it better here so that not only can we stay here, but more people our age can come here and eventually make this a better place. Our hearts are here. I think the passion for our group you can see just by coming to the committee meetings. Last Tuesday night, for instance, when we were there at that coffee house, I looked around one time and saw these clusters of people in different spots in the coffee house, just talking about different ways to make Meridian a better place. A little bit of information about us if you want to know more. Our MySpace page, we don't have an official website yet, so we're using MySpace. MySpace.com/YPMeridian, and that's basically got some Q&A, and it also has our mission statement and our objectives on there. We also have an email address, just changed. Our Yahoo account was corrupted somehow. So we sent out a 200 plus email for our social coming up on Thursday night, and it crashed the system, I guess. But when it's a free email, you can't really complain. But we now have ypmeridian@hotmail.com. But again, like I said, this is not going to be some fly-by-the-night group. We're all dedicated, and we want to make a difference. And any of you folks out there, seriously, on your way out, if you're a business owner or know people who would be interested, basically the only criteria is to be between the ages of 21 and 39 and want to get involved in your community. So we have some applications back there. Be sure and take those to your employers. Have those folks fill them out and get them back to us. And be there Thursday night at Chucky River Harley-Davidson which that event, by the way, is going to be sponsored by Chunk River, Harley-Davidson, and Magnolia Beverage. So that's going to start at 5:15 and we'll go to about 7:30. So be sure and get your folks there. And if you have any questions, see me afterwards because I can probably sit up here. I was joking earlier that I only had 2 Red Bulls this morning, so you guys are lucky. But I could talk all day about Young Professionals on Meridian. But seriously, we need the support of the business community, and I know that you guys are going to be there for us, and we are really going to make a difference in this community. So thank you. Thanks for having us.